Shanghai Disneyland Resort is getting a new roller coaster. We don't know what it is, but we know what it's going to look like. Amazing. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me, as always, is Mr. Vash Sky. But today, we have an international wizard here. Theme Park Wizard is joining us today. You doing all right, Theme Park Wizard?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I went to Legoland, California to go visit the wizard over there to learn some new skills. So I can't wait to show them off today.
That's awesome. Awesome. Love it. So today we are talking about this. The Shanghai Disneyland Resort has an upcoming multi-launch roller coaster. And this layout has already been, somehow we've already gotten a hold of this. Here from Christian Thomas, otherwise known as Theme Park Horizons, looks like Theme Park Horizons. Breaking, here's the official layout for the Shanghai Disneyland's upcoming multi-launch roller coaster, according to permits filed by the Shanghai Municipal Bureau of Planning and Natural Resources. And it's good that Shanghai is protecting their most precious natural resource, and that being roller coasters here. Vash, what are we looking at?
We are looking at this kind of supposed layout right here. It's interesting because they have filed a number of different things towards this board right here. Apparently, this expansion, this attraction, I should say, is part of an expansion that's going to cover about 5.26 acres of land right here. This is kind of a pretty big project. Obviously, you can see, without the overlay on, just what this actually looks like right here. This is via a River Dye 1992 right here. But you can see, yeah, this is a pretty ambitious coaster, and it's one we've been hearing about for a little while now, right, Rosa?
Oh, yes, it is. It has been rumored for a while. We'll see. It looks like in 10 days on May 2nd, when Disney does its official announcement, you can see here, look at this, the double loading station. That is the two blue lines of the red box with the arrow right there. And then if you notice, it comes out, makes a turn, and goes backwards. That is definitely giving me some Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind style vibes right there. The way it comes out and launches backwards on the same track indicates a little controlled spin element there. And I think that's what this is going to be.
Do you think that this is going to be the same layout, or do you think it's going to be Guardians of
not
the Galaxy?
The same layout, but the same coaster, same style coaster, not the same layout. Because like here, as you see, it comes after the launch, then makes a left turn. Guardians will make that right turn, or will be going the opposite direction. So even if it is the same layout, it's reversed. But definitely probably themed to Spider-Man, but definitely looking like that Guardians style coaster. We see this because the way it literally just goes around and goes backwards on that same line. There's no indication of any kind of track switch or anything that would indicate a different style. So that means it's spinning or over a controlled spin to face you backwards, face you forwards, like in Guardians.
And we've seen multiple implementations of this OmniCoaster technology, and it really is kind of fascinating because it really does change the dynamics of not only what a coaster feels like, but what you can experience on it in a similar way that the Omni Mover did back in the 1960s when it was developed for stuff like Adventure Through Inner Space and Haunted Mansion, for example, when you can actually tilt your entire seat towards a certain direction. You really do open up possibilities when it comes to different show elements and so forth that you can actually display for guests' enjoyment right there. From what we understand too, the Oriental Land Company was very, let's say, they were inspired by this technology as well. We can see them redoing their Tokyo version of Space Mountain in order to implement some of these features as well. We have some other links for that coming up shortly in this video right here, but no doubt that a place like Shanghai would like to leverage this technology for their own uses for sure. And like you said, Wizard Spider-Man, that's interesting too, because I believe Hong Kong does have Marvel, but Shanghai does not. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now
Hong Kong has Iron Man, and
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that Ant-Man ride. I was excited about it until I saw some of the ride footage, and ooh, I think Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin or Astro Blasters might be 3 times the excitement than that Ant-Man ride. Ooh, that was not impressive there. So does Shanghai have a Space Mountain, or was Tron supposed to be like their Space Mountain?
Tron is their Space Mountain, yeah.
Tron is their Space Mountain. That's why part of it is exposed, interestingly enough, is because when they did the fully enclosed Space Mountain version that they did for Hong Kong, interestingly enough, you have multi-generational families there. And so a lot of times you'll get like, older folks along with younger folks to go on these things. And so you'd have grandma sitting in a roller coaster vehicle, not knowing what to expect. And then obviously she finds out very quickly on an attraction like Space Mountain. Now, this is why you see Tron, it kind of, it's partially exposed and it soars over you. That's to give an indication of what that attraction is to international folks of the Shanghai Park. Obviously, they duplicated that for Magic Kingdom. But interestingly enough, speaking of Space Mountain, we now have some kind of interesting news coming out of Tokyo's version. Now, obviously, we've covered this on that Park Place a little bit, that we thought this may be a Vekoma type Omnicoaster type experience. Now we know that's Intamin, but interestingly enough, we just saw this piece of track delivered, and apparently it's a piece of drop track, and it might actually be for a new type of lift system that Intamin has yet to implement in any of their coasters. Wizard, you want to talk about a little bit more of this?
Yeah, this is pretty cool here, because this system, and I remember this actually, it reminds me of something that it was rumored for the Avengers coaster, or the Avengers E-Ticket, the California Adventure, that never is going to happen. It was a system where it was actually, I think it was a type of Intamin of Vekoma, or maybe Vekoma, but it was a different flying coaster where they patented where you board like standing up, and then the coaster goes vertical and like that. This kind of reminds me of that, but the drop track is like lifting you, like you're launching into space, which is cool because it saves space, but also I feel like gets more of that launch feeling, like launching into space, astronaut feeling, like more on point than like a traditional lift tilt.
Man, that is some really, really interesting stuff. We just have an explosion of different technologies and elements implemented for these coasters that we never have seen before. Obviously, people are aware of the multiple round of elements that are included in something like Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure, where you have the backward section, the snare takes you all the way down right there. We've seen the drift coaster type elements implemented for Fast and Furious. Obviously, Universal's done a lot of stuff in the coaster space regarding, I don't know, Donkey Kong and so forth. But this kind of stuff right here, this will really definitely set this apart from not only the coasters at Tokyo Disneyland, but also in the Japanese area right here. So Shanghai and Tokyo looks like they're going to get some amazing elements in the next couple of years for coasters there.
Look, this is so. For those of you who don't know, California Adventure, the Incredicoaster is an Intamin coaster, right? But it's an older Intamin coaster. So the older Intamin coasters are not really reliable, and they kind of look around. It's kind of rough. Like the loop at some point is kind of rough. Man, I'm hoping that one day, they can retrack Incredicoaster with new Intamin track and make it a nice, smoother, more fun experience, because it definitely shows its age and it definitely breaks down all the time. But now Disney's working with Intamin again. Maybe in the future they'll reimagine Incredicoaster as something brand new.
Well, and we do know Disney likes to reimagine things, of course.
They love to reimagine things, that's for sure.
In this case, the reimagining will probably end up a positive one, unlike the other ones.
Right. And Incredicoaster is already a reimagining of California, right? Which is mostly that they changed the signage around the ride, right?
Yeah, I was saying it's barely a reimagining, but it's the one.
Do you guys have anything else you want to add here? This is fascinating to me, and to me, if you guys like Vash and Theme Park Wizard going back and forth on this stuff, Theme Park Universe podcast is a great way to catch up. But because it's a like an hour to an hour and a half recording, and they just go. And you won't find a better back and forth on such intimate theme park knowledge. Now that being said, guys, do you have anything you want to add here before we wrap this up?
No, I'm not especially. I will say, you know, that Incredicoaster, though, I mean, we're talking like what, plus 20 years. It opened in 2001, has had a 365 operation for that coaster. It's getting a little long in the tooth. Probably should be retracked at some point right here. And I believe it's partially being so. Wizard, you had something to say?
Yeah, I think, well, according to some insider on the WDW Magic forums, looks like at D23 or before, looks like this coaster will be accompanied by a proper Marvel type land, a smaller Marvel type land that will be announced either D23 or slightly before. So I just want to put that out there.
You know, interesting for me. The Disney has gone really hard on. No, it's okay. I'm gonna start the comment one more time. It's not a big deal. We're editing anyways. For me, looking at all of this, I think Disney does better when they have an amazing attraction and they have an attraction to show up, rather than saying, here's our IP land and we have all of these IP lands, and look, you'll get to go into the world of this and that. And maybe the attractions are great, and maybe they're not. They've been kind of hit or miss when they start with the land.
And maybe they'll open with the land, maybe they won't open with the land.
Yes, right. So in this, I think the focus on the ride, or maybe it's not the focus on the ride because we don't have a real announcement here on what it's going to be. If the ride is great, that's the important thing here for the Disney company to do, to say, here is our ride, as opposed to here is our land. But we want to throw this to the commenters. We always love to hear from our commenters. Are you interested? If you somehow could get to Shanghai, would you be interested in this roller coaster, considering the details that we have now? Would you want to go to a theme park land that is themed to the Avengers, that is getting a Shanghai-sized budget as opposed to a Disney's California Adventure sized budget? Let us know in the comment section down below. Go check out Theme Park Wizard at his channel in the links in the description. And of course, like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.